So I've had my Mac for about a month, just over a month now, and I wanted to give you a review of the pros and the cons that I found since having my Mac. So when I bought my Mac just over a month ago, it was the biggest investment that I ever made in my business. It came at a time when my laptop just didn't have the right storage for me to run my editing software on there, and I was just wanting something with a bit of oomph. So I emptied out my savings. I bought an iMac, which I was hoping would save my business. And I want to say it is really good. This isn't a Mac bashing at all. I am in love with this thing and it is by far the best computer that I've ever had. However, there are some niggly little things that I just, I want to share with you. Just so you know what I'm talking about, my Mac is a 2021 version of the M1 Mac, which is 16 gigabytes and it's 24 inches. It also, I upgraded it to get 2 terabytes of storage on there because I do a lot of videos, I take a lot of photos, product photos, and I wanted it to have enough storage. And my first pro is it has loads of storage and it works really quickly. And because it's got loads of storage, I can do all of the work that I want to do on there, and there's no kind of slow wheel of doom while my computer tries to catch up with itself. So I can have my Photoshop going on in the background, editing lots and lots of product shots, then I can go and check my emails, and there's no kind of slowdown between that. So big tick is the amount of storage and how quickly it runs. A second pro is that because of the storage, my Photoshop doesn't crash. A problem that I had with my old Windows laptop is whenever I was either editing for a long time or whether I was editing lots of product shots, Photoshop would eventually have a little bit of a nervous breakdown. And it's probably my own fault for not getting something that had the right amount of storage on it. I don't know. Even though, by all accounts, it did. I don't know, I'm confused. Maybe my laptop was a bit geriatric. Anyway, one big pro is that my editing software, which is Photoshop, doesn't crash, which for a business is a massive plus. I will come to some of the cons in a little while, but while we're on a roll, I'll tell you some more of the pros that I've got. So another pro is the integration. Because I've got an iPhone and an iPad, the iMac works really well integrated with these other two bits of tech that I use. So for instance, I can FaceTime and message on my iMac, which is great. If I'm working and someone messages me, I can just do it all from the same screen. Another good integration with Apple products is the option to view a website that you're viewing on your other device. So if I was on my phone and I found a really good website for something, someone might have sent it to me, I can be on my Safari, on my website, and on my Mac, it will give me the option to view my phone's browser, which cuts out the need for you to copy and paste a web address and send it to yourself. You've also got an integrated calendar which syncs between your iMac, your phone and your Mac, so your calendar and your dates are always synced across your devices. And of course, when you've got Apple products, you do have the option to airdrop contacts, documents, photos from one device to another. So instead of using a third-party cloud site like OneDrive or Dropbox, if you want to share a photo, for example, you can click to airdrop it to your Mac or airdrop it to your iPad, and the video, the photo, the document, the website, whatever it is there instantly. It's such a time saver. Another great thing that I found, which is good for my business in terms of getting the most out of my editing software, is a thing called Side Saddle, where you can use your iPad as an extra screen or as a drawing pad for your Mac. So for example, if I'm using my editing software Photoshop, I can take the screen and drag it off the Mac screen and onto my iPad screen, where I can then use my iPad as a drawing tablet and draw directly with my Apple Pencil into my editing software. So if I need any more fine details, fine tuning, or something that's just a little bit more hand-drawn, I can do that really, really easily. Big plus. However, one con that I have found of this side saddle is when you drag your screen from your Mac onto your iPad, it doesn't auto size the screen to the iPad screen. So you have a 24-inch screen on an iPad screen. So you have to resize it yourself. You've got to drag it, find the corner, make it the right size, which takes time and is a little bit annoying. But I am aware that is a bit of a first world problem, and it's something I can easily get around. While we're on the cons, here's another one. Because your keyboard and your mouse on the Mac are wireless, it means that they're Bluetooth. And while that's great because you don't have wires getting in the way on your desk, it does mean that when you turn your computer on, there is about a 10 to 15 second lag before you can actually use your mouse or your keyboard to put in your password to get into your computer. Again, it's not a deal breaker, it's a first world problem. I can live with it. It's just a little bit annoying, but I can live with it. And while we're talking about the keyboard, let's deal with the big issue. It's bendy. Now, I was always led to believe that form should follow function. And while the keyboard still works, by the end of the day, you're typing on a wobble board. It spins around, it swivels. Again, it does feel a little bit like a first world problem, but it's really annoying. Apple, sort it out. I know I've got the long keyboard, the one with the numerical pad, but I have done some internet research to see if it is just me, if it's just something that's with the long keyboards, and it seems to be a consistent problem. Like I say, it's dealable, it's fine, and I do wonder if maybe it could have been rectified if Apple had put some feet in the middle of the keyboard. Maybe. It's beautiful and pretty, and I really do like using it, but it is bendy. Form doesn't follow the function there. Form has taken precedent. But I do have a little bit of a workaround. While eventually I am going to get my own little sticky feet for the bottom of the keyboard, at the moment what I do to get around this, at the end of the working day, I rest my keyboard on this little pad, which doesn't reach the end of the keyboard and allows the keyboard to flatten out a bit before the next day's work. But like I say, I probably will end up getting some little sticky feet just to give it a little bit of support and stop it from spinning around and wobbling around when I'm using it. Back to some pros. One thing that I really like is the amount of space that this thing gives me on my desk. When I got my Windows laptop, years ago, whenever it was, I thought it would save me loads of space. But in the end, it just ended up taking up a lot more space and wasn't actually set up to be ergonomically correct for my body position. For example, my screen was always either too low or my keyboard was too high. It never quite worked. But the Mac doesn't have a stack with it like a regular PC. It all goes through that thing. There aren't wires everywhere. The keyboard is so small it gets out of the way, and with my little monitor stand, it actually goes completely underneath the monitor anyway. There's so much more room for me to work. I can draw at the desk that has my Mac on it, which I could never do before with my laptop. Big plus. Another little thing that I really like is that if you wobble the mouse, it makes the cursor really big so you can see where it is. And this comes in really handy if you're doing screen recordings. So if you're wanting to draw attention to where your mouse is, give the mouse a little wobble and the cursor goes huge. And finally, the big pro about my Mac is that it's really easy to use. It's like a big iPad. It's so straightforward. For everything that you want to do, there's an app for that or an integration for that, which is so easy to use and easy to understand. This Mac has been the best investment for my business. And I'm not being paid to say that, it really has. But the reason for this video was just to let you know that there are a few niggly downsides to the Mac. It's not all sunshine and roses. There are some things which make you go, but on the whole, it is a solid 9.7 out of 10. 9.9 out of 10. 9.99 out of 10. Basically, I'm just really pleased that I made the decision to invest in it because it's made such a massive impact to my business. I can actually do a job on Photoshop and have time to do another job or even 2 other jobs afterwards, which I wasn't getting with my laptop because it was so slow. This thing is super fast, there's loads of space in it, and it's just really a pleasure to use. I hope you liked this video and I hope you found it really informative. If you did, please give it a like and a subscribe. But until next time, bye.